The WizPar dashboard is a simple web-based interface that allows registered users to create and curate their own sources, streams and filters. So here we are at the WizPar website. Simply look at the menu options at the top and click My WizPar. This takes you straight to the dashboard. The user logs into their account using their mobile phone number in the international format, such as +44. Remove the 0 from your mobile number and enter the remaining numbers. Then add your WizPar password and simply click on Login. As you can see, there are 3 tabs at the top: Sources, Streams and Filters. I'm going to start off by building sources, and I'm going to create a stream which centres on create and craft. To add a new source, simply click the Add a Source button. There are 3 types to choose from: Twitter, RSS, Meetup. So to save some time, I've already collected the information that I need, so I'm going to simply paste from my notepad just to save some time. As you can see in the parameter, I've entered the Twitter handle followed by a display name. By entering a display name, it makes the source easily recognisable to you. Next, check to ensure that the Enable button is ticked. This is where the articles will be fetched from this source. And simply click Save. We're going to add a few more sources. Click the Add a Source. This time we're going to add an RSS feed. From my notepad, I'm going to paste in the RSS feed. You should ensure that there's an HTTP or an HTTPS on display as part of the RSS feed. Next, we'll type in a display name. And again, ensure the Enable box has been ticked and click Save. So now you can see that our sources are building up. There is our Twitter and there is our RSS source. And finally we'll add another source. This time round it will be Meetup. So click on the Add a Source button and change the type to Meetup. Now we'll paste our details of the Meetup group. And we'll give it a display name. And then ensure that it's been enabled. And click Save. The newly created sources are now all listed under My Sources. You can edit a source that you have previously created simply by clicking on it in the My Sources list. So let's change one of them. For example, I'm going to change the display name just to make it slightly shorter and remove the, and click Save. Having created our 3 sources, we now have to create a stream. And within this stream, these 3 sources will appear. To create a new stream, click that Add a Stream button. We're now going to create our first stream. A stream is used to gather articles and posts from one or more sources. As you can see, there's a hint of how you may wish to proceed when it comes to a stream name and a display name. Enter a name for your stream in the name field. This name must be unique across the WizPar system and must not contain any spaces or special characters, for example, an @ symbol, an and, star, etc. So as our sources are related to create and craft, I'm going to simply call it craft news. Enter display name in the display name field. This must be unique across the WizPar system and may contain spaces and or special characters. So in this case, I don't necessarily have to call it craft news. I could call it create and craft. Image URL. You may enter an optional URL in the image URL field if you'd like your stream to display a dedicated image. Now we have the option of 3 permissions. All users may search for this stream, name and display name will be visible. Readable by all users. All users may post new articles and comments on existing articles. So in this case, I am going to select the first one and hit save. You can edit a stream that you've previously created simply by clicking on it in the My Streams list. So in this case, our stream Create and Craft, I'll just click on it and I will click on Readable by all users, and I'll allow all users to post new articles and comments on existing articles. Filters are used to manage the articles and posts from one or more sources and display them in a stream. To create a new filter, click on the Add a Filter button. Select one or more sources to consider articles and posts from. You must select at least one source or else your stream won't contain any articles. So we will tick all 3. This part is optional. Enter any words that the articles or posts must include in the Must Include Words field. If you enter more than one word, only articles or posts that contain all of those words will be included. So I'm going to put knitting. Again, this is optional. Enter any words that an article or post must not include in the Must Not Include Words field. If you enter more than one word in any article or post that contains any of those words will be omitted. This section is particularly important, particularly where words are concerned. The words that you include and the words you exclude will influence the number of articles you will see. If you're finding you're getting less articles than anticipated, or perhaps more, it's definitely worth revisiting this section and perhaps removing or adding certain words until you're happy. Select which streams you wish this filter to apply to. You must select at least one stream, or else the filter will not be applied to any articles or posts. So here we've got one stream available, which is the one we created earlier called Create and Craft. So I shall just tick that. These 3 sources will now appear in the Create and Craft stream. Ensure the Enable box has been ticked to enable the filter and click Save. Now you can see our newly created filter. As you can see, we have the 3 sources. We've chosen to include the word knitting and exclude the word sewing. And these 3 sources have now been added to the stream Create and Craft. You can edit a filter that you've previously created simply by clicking on it in the My Filters list. So in this case, you may decide to remove one of the sources. It may be that you remove words, or if you've got additional streams, you could add the sources to those streams. So in this case, I'm going to remove sewing and I'm going to remove knitting. And simply click Save. Now you can see that the words including and excluding no longer exist. That concludes creating filters. We're now going to have a quick look at our newly created stream within the WizPar app. Click on the search magnifying glass icon in the top right. You can type part of the stream name in to save time. Slide the button to select, and there you have it, the new stream that we created earlier.